Excellent. And again, I'm so excited. As we were talking about topics to talk about for our first show,
Mm.
we were watching TV and she came on and we said, you know what? This to me, I find it interesting. When I was a teacher, Carrie, I would never want to show videos or present content that I found boring. Because if I find it boring, you can imagine what the students think,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I got to be passionate about the topics I'm talking about, whether it's Napoleon, the French Revolution, even Canadian politics. And believe me, it is very difficult to make Canadian politics interesting. But we were watching a little bit of Dolores Cannon. We said, you know what? Let's decode this. Let's add on to her experiences about life after death. So what we're going to do, chat, I always call the viewers chat. What we're going to do, chat, is we're going to play a little bit of this video from 2008. We will link it in the description too after the video so you can watch the full thing. And we're going to break it into two parts. We're going to do part one this week, and then next week we're going to come back and do part two. And again, I'm just fascinated by this topic. And I know Carrie is one of the experts on this because of her experiences. So
Mm-hmm.
let's watch the first couple minutes. And Carrie, if you want me to stop at any time, I will. Otherwise, I will stop at kind of the times I have written down and we
Perfect.
can discuss and add to what Dolores has to say.
Okay.
So, chat, enjoy. And if you have questions about what Dolores is talking about, please put them in chat. We have 156 people currently watching, and we really love your support. Thank you.
Because in the death experience, sometimes the answer for the problems in this lifetime, phobias, allergies, you can see where that would come from, the way they died in the other life. But also medical things that are wrong with the body go back to the way they died in the other lifetime. So all of this is very important. So I found by taking hundreds of people back to the past lives and bringing them back through the death experience, they all described it the same way. They all said the same thing. So this is not near death. This is what I'm going to tell you about is what they described as real death, what really happens when you die and when you cross over. Because near death, you go so far. You have to come back. But this is what happens whenever you go all the way. And I usually give a longer lecture, so I'm going to try to stick to the main points, and then we'll see if you have any questions. Because I encompass just about everything you could possibly want to know in this subject. Okay, what I found out, well, people say this makes them to where they're not afraid anymore when they find these things out. And also they like to know if somebody has died, they want to know where they went. So these are important things to know about. Okay, when the person goes through the death experience and they're dying, they said the first thing, they feel very cold. Then the next instant, they're standing by the bed looking down at the body. It's that quick. They say it's just like getting up from one chair and sitting down in another chair. You just slide right out of the body.
All right,
Yeah.
let's start there and tell us your experiences because you've gone through this twice.
Twice.
And
Yeah.
what do you think about what Dolores said there?
I would agree with her. I didn't feel the coldness. I didn't feel that. But I did feel my first death, I choked on my own vomit. It wasn't a pretty death. And I went into a very dark place. I came toe to toe with what we know as the devil. And so when I was choking on my own vomit, there was no panic. It was odd. I suddenly slipped out through my face, through my head. I came up and I hovered just over my body, and I was looking down at my dead body, and I was like, wow, now what? Looking around going, now what? I always heard that there was light. Where the heck is the light? And it wasn't. I was going through a very dark path. And I ended up having to call in God and Jesus. And at the time I was an atheist, so that was really difficult to do. But I realized that, okay, if I'm sitting here staring at what I knew as the devil, then there has to be something equal to it on the opposite side. So I called in God and Jesus to be by my side, and immediately they came in and that thing ran. But yeah, you just slide out. Second death was the same. I was having a heart attack and was laying on my bed, felt that sharp pain, boom, slid out through the top of my head and hovered there for just a second, and a big brown bird came in and lifted me and brought me into the light. So you were asking when we were looking at this, remember you were saying, but you had heard that some people say don't go into the light, right? Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah, like that seems to I never had heard that before. I've always heard, yes, go to the light, go to the light. And now in recent years, I'm seeing a lot more opposition to that. So what's your take on that, Carrie?